Hi everyone, welcome to probability video number 1. Today we are going to do an introduction to probability. First thing we want to know is what is probability. Probability, which we use the capital letter P for, is the chance or the likelihood for an event E to happen. Now, probability is when we are basically saying what are the chances it's going to rain tomorrow? What are the chances that I'm going to be sick tomorrow? What are the chances of something happening? There are two types of probability. We have theoretical probability, which is based on knowing the chances of something happening. So you have a probability amount and then basing your calculations off of that. And then we have relative probability, which is based on what has already happened. So theoretical probability, if I asked you, if I flipped a coin, what are the chances of getting tails? This is based on a scenario where it is a fair coin, meaning that there's an even chance of me getting heads or tails, meaning that the coin is not tampered with, it's not a cheating coin. So in that scenario, I have a 50% chance or 1 out of 2 chance of getting tails. Relative probability happens when I tell you I flipped a coin 100 times and I got tails 60 times or 62 times out of 100. So now I'm asking you, what are the chances of me getting tails if I flip the coin another time? Based on the historic events, what has already happened with this specific coin, it means that the chances of getting that tails would be something like 62 over 100. Now, we write a certain event. Certain means guaranteed to happen. For example, tomorrow the sun will rise. This is guaranteed to happen. There is no way that the sun is not going to rise. A certain event is written as the probability of the event, PE, equals 1. An impossible event is something that's never going to happen, PE equals 0. Different ways of writing probability. We can use fractions. So on the fraction, on the numerator, you have what we call a favorable event, meaning the result that you want. So if I said, what is the probability of getting tails when I flip a coin, then the favorable event is on a coin, how many tails are there? I've got heads and I've got tails. So there's one favorable answer. I can get tails once. There's one option. The denominator on this fraction is going to be our total options, total possible results. Man, how did we spell that? So total possible results, that means that my denominator, if I flip a coin, I could get heads or tails. That is 2 total options. So the proper fraction is favorable over total possible. Decimal fraction is simply when you're converting your proper fraction to decimal. So 1 over 2 is equal to 0,5. And then you can also convert that decimal fraction to a percentage by multiplying by 100. Okay, last concept. Here are a couple of examples where we're going to attempt to define probability as impossible, unlikely, likely, and certain. Let's quickly go back to the previous slide. What I want you to notice is that if a probability is impossible, it means that it is 0 chances of it happening. That is impossible. If it's guaranteed to happen, 100% chance of it happening, definitely will happen, it is certain. Okay, so certain and impossible are those two. A 50% chance of something happening we consider to be an even chance. Then in between even and certain we call likely, and in between impossible and even we call unlikely. So let's look at these examples. They are asking us to use the word scale to determine whether or not A to G will happen, to what extent it's probable. So question number 1 says, what are the chances that you roll a normal dice with a score of 7? We know that a normal dice is a 6-sided dice. So for you to get a score 7 is quite literally impossible. If I had to place A on the scale on the top right hand corner, I would place A over here as being completely impossible. A 6-sided dice cannot give me 7. Question number B. What is the probability that you fall off of your bike on the way home from school? Now, there's a lot of different ways to consider the options or the probability of this happening. It depends on how good you are at riding a bike, right? It depends on whether or not something happens. What if a car honks its horn and scares you and then you fall over? What if there's a stone in the road or something punctures your tire? What if nothing happens and you just drive home or ride your bike home with no events? So the probability here is depending on you, your understanding of your situation. For me, I would answer that the probability of me falling off of my bike on the way home from school is going to be impossible for me. And the reason why is because I don't have a bike. Next one, you complete your math homework correctly. Again, this all depends on you and the extent to which you understand what's going on, your confidence, whether or not you feel like, yes, I've got this, I got all my homework correct or not. So that's something that you are going to place there yourself, either as impossible or certain, or you can put it as unlikely or likely. Next option, what is the probability of your favorite football team winning the match? Again, football, soccer, this is something that causes a lot of controversy because people have got such loyalty towards their teams. So oftentimes, this probability estimation when it comes to sports will be very, very untrue or off center or not accurate because of the loyalty and the fact that people want their teams to win. So they will project a probability far greater than what is reality because they want their team to win. E says your parents decide to double your pocket money next week. Again, it depends on your experience with your parents, right? F, what is the probability that you have chips with your next school dinner? We don't call it dinner, we call it lunch. So what is the chances that you will have chips? So there was a debate as to whether or not this is French fries type of chips or if it's like Zimba chips. Again, you would know. You guys all buy Foxy Necks and all kinds of chips from the school, so you tend to have a lot of chips. So I would maybe put that at an F for certain for many of our students at school. What is the probability that your bus is on time tomorrow? Traffic, historical experience with your bus. Again, all depends on your experience. Now, the reason why we went through this list is for me to show you that probability has a lot to do with perception. But in mathematics, we use numbers. We are not interested in what you think will happen based on your feelings or your wishes and your dreams. We are interested in what you think will happen based on statistics or based on numbers. So when we are going to do the rest of this section, we are only going to use real statistical numbers to calculate probability. So, thank you for watching. Make sure that you like and subscribe. Have a great day. Bye.